Welcome to our weekly boxing chat. I'm Andy Scott. I'm joined in the studio today by WBC silver heavyweight champion Lawrence Okolie, and former undisputed super lightweight champion Chantelle Cameron. Thank you to both of you for coming in today. Chantel, if you don't mind, I'm going to go to Lawrence first, and that is not because of the sling that he's wearing, although we will come to that. You boxed at the weekend and you won.
Yes.
So congratulations. Unanimous decision win over Kevin Lerena, who can be tricky and a problem on his night, but you came through without any major injuries other than a ruptured bicep that requires surgery. So ups and downs. How do you feel that you performed on the night?
I felt good with the win. He's a tough guy, the current world champion, so it was good to get in there and win despite injury, because I could have got this and lost, so thank goodness I got the W. Yeah,
the reason I phrased it like that is because it didn't seem to affect you, obviously, on the night. You told us on the podcast that it happened as early as the second punch in the first round.
Yeah. I can see it.
What is now the prognosis?
Well, ultimately, when you're in a fight, the adrenaline gets you through, your game plan, your coach kind of gets you through. So I just focused on doing whatever it takes to get the win. I live to fight another day and, maintain my #1 ranking.
Yeah, so we're expecting a period out of the ring now, unfortunately. But when you come back, you're right in the mix, you would say. Obviously, a lot depends on what the main man, Oleksandr Usyk, is going to do with all the belts. But below that, you're now in this chasing pack of Moses Itauma, Dillian Whyte, who meet each other, Derek Chisora, Agit Kabayel, Fabio Wardley, Martin Bakole, Justice Hooney. There's many, many more. Where do you fit in that mix, do you think?
As you said, all of those fights are good fights. I think, Usyk right now has got all the belts, but he's also 38 and might have one, maybe two more fights left. So that's going to make all the belts vacant. So every name you said then could be a potential world title fight. So you got to keep your eyes on everyone and no one at the same time. And then whenever the opportunity comes, aim to grab it with both hands.
Can I tease a headline out of you?
Yeah, of
Who
course.
would you most like to fight?
Well, currently out of those it would be Kabayel, because he's the only person higher ranked than me with the WBC. Outside of that, probably Fabio Wardley.
Okay, and are you confident that you beat those two?
Yeah, definitely. I think both of those for different reasons. But the Fabio Wardley one, the reason why that one's interesting is because he's a British fighter. He's, I think, 20-0, 19 KOs. He's explosive. It's a fight where I have to be at my absolute best to win, and I like that one. But then if you talk about world titles, Kabayel, who's obviously probably in everyone's mind the top 3 heavyweight in the world, so those are the ones.
Okay, I think we got a headline out of that, definitely. That's very impressive. At this point in the show, we were hoping to hear from Shakur Stevenson, so apologies for teasing that. We haven't been able to reach him, unfortunately, so if this message makes its way to you, Shakur, please come on next week if you can. Chantel, I'm going to bring you in. I think we were all watching at the weekend. Lawrence was obviously boxing on the undercard, but yeah. Oleksandr Usyk, for you, does he now cement his legacy as one of the best to ever do it? Undisputed heavyweight champion again, three-time undisputed champion. I mean, unbelievable, really.
Yeah, without a doubt, he's special, and what a time for heavyweight boxing as well. But yeah, he's definitely going down as a great.
Do you think? Not even do you think, but were you surprised at how good he was this time round? Obviously, it's a rematch, and he's the master of rematches. But all of that being said, he was almost faultless on the night.
I wouldn't say surprised, because he's one of my favourite boxers, and he is a great, and his boxing IQ is unbelievable. So, no, I wouldn't say I was surprised. I think he's just special, and he's a very, very hard man to beat.
May I ask you, Lawrence? There's plenty coming out, isn't there? I actually watched you on TalkSport yesterday, where it first emerged about Partygate and the fact that there was a party at the Dubois household on the day of the fight. Don Charles has come out since and said, well, if you're going to pick holes in it, we had a party before AJ, and it brought out the best for AJ in Dubois, and he took that into the dressing room. Still, are you surprised?
Yeah, I'm surprised, only because of what I know of Dan. Me and him are not the closest of friends, but I kind of see it as it doesn't match his personality. He's not like a extremely sociable person. I mean, not that he's a bad guy, but he's not sociable like that. And on a day, on a fight so important, you want everything to be tuned into the fight. But they said it worked for them in the fight before. You know, unfortunately, when you do lose, it opens up whatever you've done to criticism. So when you do it and you're winning, no one can say anything. You do it and you lose, we've got to look into it. So that's all.
Yeah, very well put. Who would you like to see in box next? And can I put it to you quite bluntly, is he one of the best heavyweights of all time or one of the best fighters of all time?
Which, Usyk, who would I like to see Usyk box next?
Yeah.
I kind of want him to stop, personally. That's maybe selfishly. He's got all the belts, everything waits on his move. And
nothing to prove.
He deserves it. I mean, I'm talking from amateurs to cruiser. Like, I've been watching him for, you know, over a decade, and I think it's time. You know, you're 38. I would hate to see someone beat him based on age or anything like that. And also, you need to give everyone else opportunities to start boxing for world titles now. So it's time.
Like yourself?
Yeah, like myself.
Exactly, well said.
Like
Chantel, is there anyone that you would like to see him box before he calls it a day, or are you happy that he's completed it?
I think he's completed it. He has nothing to prove, and I think what a way to bow out as well.
Yeah, very well said. May we shift our focus onto you? So, congratulations, boxed very, very recently over in Madison Square Garden. Not without its issues, because you had some passport drama, which I've been through myself, incredibly stressful when you're waiting for it to come back from the embassy. But you made it and beat Jessica Kamara at a canter. What was the whole experience like, boxing under MVP at Madison Square Garden, New York?
I'd like to say it's unbelievable, but I think the build-up to it, it was certainly different. I think I turned up the day before the weigh-in, and everything was just like a whirlwind. I was just happy to be there and glad to be able to get in the ring after the stressful week I had, especially down in London for 3 days waiting for a passport.
Yeah.
Missed my flight on the Friday, and I didn't know if I was going to get there or not, and I kept on saying to my manager, saying, Monday's the last day, I'm not flying out of this after Monday. Monday will come, then it'll be Tuesday, then it'll be Wednesday, and I think he kind of knew that I was going to get there somehow.
Yeah.
But I just kept on throwing my dummy out the pram, thinking, I'm not getting there, I'm going to have to call this quits now, but I made sure I got there in the end.
What next for you? Because the obvious one, and I encourage everyone to listen to the Toe2Toe podcast later today, you know, you've made it clear in the past that it's 1-1 between you and Katie Taylor.
Yeah.
She's just completed her trilogy, that topped the bill in Madison Square Garden. She threw a few barbs your way, though, in her post-fight press conference, didn't she?
Yeah.
She said she's made you more money than you deserve. What is your response to that, and what are your chances of getting her back in the ring for the trilogy?
So I think, yeah, it was a bit distasteful, and someone was a bit shocked coming out of Katie's mouth, especially she's such a good role model for female boxing. And comments like that, bringing up money, and is it about popularity or is it about legacy? Because 1 minute she's boxing for legacy and we're 1-1. So the legacy fight would be me because it's unfinished business. But then is it about popularity and worrying about me selling tickets when we boxed in Ireland, there was no issue there. Even Eddie Hearn said at the press conference I was the second biggest ticket seller. So it's just a bit hypocritical and a bit like, just stop making excuses. Either fight me or don't, but don't get rude with it either.
At the same time, obviously your career path doesn't, you know, depend on what Katie Taylor does. There are other options. I've seen you've been making friends with Michaela Mayer on social media. And the Holly Holm fight is something that interests you. But if you had the pick of those three, would it be Katie Taylor?
As the fighter that I am, and I think I hold myself with a lot of pride in that as well, I want to settle the score. It's 1-1. I can't say that I'm better than Katie. Katie can't say she's better than me. So I want to settle the score with Katie, but I know that she doesn't want that. Katie and her team ain't keen on the trilogy, so I'm also accepting that, and there is other fights for me, but that is the fight that I would like, just to finish it off and see who the better fighter is, which I know is me.
You're with Stephen Smith now as a trainer. Just a quick word on him. It's his 40th birthday today. So from everyone at Sky Sports, happy birthday to Swifty, Stephen Smith. New sort of early part of that relationship, but what is he doing and getting out of you that perhaps others weren't, or what has he developed?
He's amazing. He's the best trainer I've ever worked with, and that's not throwing shade at anyone, but he is. He gives me everything. He's the full package. He's definitely giving me confidence. He's helping my confidence. I feel like he's letting me be me. So my strengths are my work rate, my come forward, but he's making it a bit cuter, where he's very technical, and he's letting me do what I enjoy doing, but just tidying me up a bit. And again, it was our first fight together, and I feel like there's so much more to come. But I think it's his investment in me, where he really gives me the time, and he's very passionate, and I think that's what I need in a trainer. And we get along so well as well. It's always a laugh in the gym, and I like that. I think that's important for me. Is boxing's a hard enough sport. You don't need to just be turning up to the gym because it's a day job. Where you want to be going to the gym because you want to be there.
Yeah, and what is it? A happy fighter is a dangerous fighter, so that
100%.
makes you very, very dangerous.
I don't like saying that because it's like a cliche, but it is. I feel like Stephen's bringing the best out of me because he's investing so much into me, but also it's a natural relationship as well, where we get along, we have a laugh, but we also work really hard.
Before we go, Lawrence, can I just give you the final word? Old friend of yours announced his retirement yesterday, Josh Taylor, surely one of the best to ever do it from these shores. He'll get me on that because he will say one of the best ever from Scotland. I mean, undisputed in the four-belt era. Boxed pretty much everybody. Always gave a great account of himself. Was when he was in that period of that run, like Postol, Baranchik, Prograis, and then Ramirez, undisputed. Incredible. What legacy will he leave behind?
He's left us exactly that, undisputed. You know, that goes down in history, especially from Scotland. And you know, it's a shame to see him go because he is still relatively young, but ultimately he said health comes first, and he's not gambling. So he's had a great legacy. It was great training with him, and I wish him the best in life. Yeah,
I had some brilliant memories with him, including over in New York against Teofimo Lopez. Didn't go his way, but one of the best trips. And anyone that was ringside for when he fought Regis Prograis in the World Boxing Super Series final, unbelievable. What a fighter. All the best in retirement to the Tartan Tornado, Josh Taylor. That is all we've got time for. So my thanks to Lawrence and Chantel. Remember to download the Toe2Toe podcast wherever you get your podcast from. And we'll see you next week with more special boxing guests.